These things don't make sense. You plug it into here, you plug it into there, but where do you get these numbers? Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. How's your day today? I hope it's going good. If not, I hope it gets better. So I'm raging right now because I hate calculus. I don't like this, all these numbers, all this stuff. It's annoying. My teacher doesn't explain. These things don't make sense. You plug it into here, you plug it into there, but where do you get these numbers? I don't like calculus. That's how it's going right now for me. Hopefully it's going better for you guys. But anyways, we already hit the gym today. Big flex moment. Ooh, ooh. We got a lot of snow outside. And it never stops. Honestly, it's been snowing since last night and it's still going. But it's okay. It's pretty. But on the rage note, today's video is going to be about ways of maintaining your mental health while being a college student. Of course, this doesn't only pertain to college students. This pertains to anybody else who's going through some mental stress right now or who just wants to make their daily lives better. So that's what we'll be covering today. Okay, so my first tip is to take a mental health day every single week. Throughout the week, we get super busy. We have a lot of things to do and things get chaotic. What I do is I set out one day in the week where I don't do any homework or anything heavy, anything that'll make me stressed out. So usually I do this on a Saturday, and this day I do no homework, I do no studying, don't even bother looking at my courses or Blackboard or whatever you guys call your classwork platform. I don't even bother to look at that. No emails, nothing whatsoever, nothing work related. This way you take a break from all of those things. Like if you're constantly looking at these things, whether or not you're actually engaging with these per se emails, and you're just looking at your emails thinking, oh my goodness, I have all of these emails to check. I will never get through opening every single one. This one's from a teacher, this one's for my job. No, forget it. On this mental health day, you do none of that. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, what? You take an entire day for mental health relieving? Yeah, I do, because mental health is seriously important. Just as much as we take care of our bodies, we have to take care of our minds as well, because where the mind goes, the body follows, and vice versa. And now, I know a lot of people don't have time. Some people have other liabilities and things to take care of, meetings to go to. The important thing is that you relieve yourself of this mental stress. You have to figure out how to set time aside for yourself. Even if you can't do an entire day, you can take out at least an afternoon, an evening, after work. Let's say you get out at 6 or something like that. Take that time from 6 to 10 o'clock or until whatever time you go to bed, and take that time for yourself. No work, no homework, no checking emails, classwork, anything like that. Even if it's just a couple hours, this makes a huge difference. Even if you can't do a day, it's still something, and that's what matters. As long as you get to it and you're willing to take time out of your day to take care of yourself, you're already on your way to relieving your mental stress. What I like to do during this time is simply relax. This can even be like a self-care day. You can paint your nails, you can go get a haircut, you can just cuddle up in bed and watch a movie, or you can go in other activities. Not recommending anything. Do things like watch a movie, go hang out with friends, do some de-stressing, make some crafts, do things that make you happy, that relax you. Me personally, I do this kind of stuff. I could just spend hours and hours looking up at pictures or DIY crafts or Pinterest. Pinterest is my go-to. But remember, the point of this day is to actually relax and de-stress your mind. You don't just want distractions. Sure, they can be nice and helpful in relaxing you, but you want to remember that you actually want to relieve yourself of that mental stress and take care of your mental health. You don't want to just distract yourself temporarily. This day is a day to take care of yourself. Another thing I like to do is learn new skills, like per se arts and crafts or knitting or learning how to do braids in your hair and things like that. Learning new skills and thinking in a different way. Rather than thinking of stress and work and demanding things, you think about new things with a curious mind, and sometimes that can be really relieving as well. And if you're the type of person to do chores like laundry because you just find that so peaceful, by all means, you do you, boo. Okay, so tip number 2 And this just has to be this has to be one of my personal favorites, and I would recommend this to anybody and everybody. Go to the gym, do some form of exercise, move your body around. Studies show that when we work out, we release a lot of stress, and this is really good because you can be hitting those weights and let all that rage out. That's what it's for. I don't know if y'all seen the TikTok about the feelings things. What do we do with our feelings? We hide them in our muscles. What do we do when we got a lot of feelings? We get more muscle.
What do we do with our feelings?
We hide them in our muscles.
And how do we hide our feelings better?
We get bigger muscles.
We get bigger muscles.
Something like that anyways. But irregardless, working out is such a great way to relieve yourself of stress and just let yourself think. Another thing the gym does is give you energy. When you go to the gym, although you use energy, surprisingly enough, you also gain this kind of energy. Also, per se, a spiritual type of energy, because you start feeling good. You start getting active, you start moving around your body's releasing endorphins, and you just start to feel better. It's also a great way to clear your mind, especially if you have some big things going on in your life and you just need to take time away from it and clear your mind. Working out is a great way to do that. When you're running on that treadmill or running outside and you're just zooming through, you're just thinking and you're running at the same time. I mean, like, come on, is that just like not a great combo? And this doesn't necessarily mean hitting the gym and getting on with the big weights and big squats and things like that. Sometimes it could just be a simple hike through the woods, or going on a bike ride, or going on your skateboard. Just go do something active. What I would recommend with this is to not bring distractions. For example, maybe don't listen to music or don't watch your Netflix show at the same time as you're walking outside. Pay attention to the things around you. Take it in, breathe in, and then just relax. Next up is journaling. So with journaling, there are a lot of different techniques and people have a lot of different methods of doing this, but the way I recommend journaling is by writing down all of your big thoughts. If you find yourself getting easily distracted by this big thing in your life, write it down. Get it out of the way. Write down how you feel, what you think, any little idea that pops up and revolves around it, write it down. Because if you keep trying to push it away, it's just gonna keep nudging you back and back until you finally get to the point where you have to get through it and you're forced to get through it whether you like it or not. Why go through that stress when you can easily prevent it and write it down in the first place? So what I do with this is I write down this idea. Just start writing completely. Just keep writing, keep writing, keep writing. Get through the thought. Completely finish the thought during your writing until you have nothing else to write about it. That way you let it all out and you're done. The fact that you can't write anymore, you're not going to want to think about it anymore, and you relieve yourself of this. Stop pondering through the thought and just get through it. Tip number 4, having a hobby. For example, like I said before, this arts and crafts thing is my kind of hobby. Like, I like to paint, I like to do crafting. I used to do a lot of bracelet making, the ones with the strings and like the weaving and all of that, and that would just help me de-stress. I would put on a movie or some music and I would just do that for maybe like an hour or even longer. Especially when I paint, I could paint for hours. I'm not Picasso, but you know, in my mind during that time zone, I'm Picasso. I'm Leonardo da Vinci, okay guys? But anyways, that helps me de-stress, and honestly it feels good. You start to create something and then you just keep going and going. And yeah, another hobby could be reading. Reading sometimes allows us to take our mind off things, to relax. Read a good fantasy book. Read any other kind of books. The girls that get it, get it. The girls who don't, and that's okay. Also, having other hobbies, maybe even like video editing or animation, drawing, things like that online. But any sort of hobby that makes you feel good and takes your mind off things for a little bit.
Did my dance one time on TikTok and went viral with it.
Okay, tip number 5 for de-stressing is self-care. Now this one is separate from the mental health day, because you can do self-care within the mental health day, but you can also do self-care in little bits on its own. For example, painting your nails, getting a haircut, doing your eyebrows, even doing makeup, your skincare routine, a face mask, a body mask, going to take a shower. The list just goes on and on. Honestly, you could Google these things and you'll find a million pictures with lists on them, or you can go on Pinterest. I'm gonna repeat Pinterest many times because I love it and that's just my pinpoint of inspiration.
I get the joke now.
Self-care is another great thing. When you start taking care of yourself, which is really, really important, you start feeling better overall. You start feeling good about yourself, your image, you feel better, you feel happier, you feel lighter. And that's just another great way of relieving stress. Now, I don't just mean little things of self-care. I also mean big self-care things like getting your sleep. Getting your sleep is really important because when you don't get your per se 8 hours of sleep, you start to get cranky. You're not functioning at your full power, at your full energy levels, and we are badass queens and we can't be slacking like that. We have things to do. We can't be at 50% energy every day, you know? We gotta be at full power, full throttle, because we got a world to conquer, guys. So getting your 8 hours of sleep or more is important. Drinking your water, eating healthy. Guys, drink your water. It's like the best thing and most simple thing you could do for your body. Clear skin, your body's feeling good, your body's feeling healthy, you get rid of those toxins, yeah, you get rid of stuff. But overall, you start to feel good. And you just have to take care of yourself. When you take care of yourself, life starts to get better. Like, again, back to the sleep thing. If you're stressing out about assignments and you can't think, you just can't focus, you're always feeling tired, if you got your sleep in the first place, you wouldn't feel tired. You'd be at full energy and you'd be able to do the things you need to do throughout the day. It's just, you know, sleep. Also, I really love sleeping. My bed is one of like the most comfiest places on earth. Like, I got all my pillows here. I got my big comforter. I be like swaddled like a baby when I'm in bed, and it's just so relaxing. Seriously though, my bed do be my happy place. Another de-stress thing. Okay, tip number 6. So this one is a little different from the rest. It's not about yourself. This one doesn't affect you directly, rather it affects you indirectly, but it still matters because you're in this every single day. Your environment. When your environment is messy and chaotic and all over the place, this affects us every single day because we're living in it. So the things that surround us affect us and affect us mentally as well. For example, if you don't make your bed, if you have clothes all over the floor, if you have dishes in your room that you don't wash, we don't talk about that. Simple things like making your bed every morning. For starters, they get you going and rolling. You completed your first task of the day, you got this one thing done, and you're also not going to want to climb back into bed. And it also makes your room look neater. Picking your clothes up from the floor, taking things off your dresser that aren't supposed to be there, having a nice, neat desk. All these things help with your mental health because once you have a good, clean environment, you feel good to be here. You don't feel worried or stressed out about having to pick up all the laundry, about having to vacuum the rug, about having to clean the dresser and the desk and things like that, because it's already clean. So everything starts with your environment and things that are close to you. When you take care of those things, they start to help you feel better and you start to take care of yourself indirectly as well. Also, having decorations and things like this to make you feel happier, those are just great as well. And of course, there's definitely a lot of other things you can do to de-stress. If you guys want another video like this, I will be so happy to share my tips and guidance on this because I'm a big de-stress person. Although I am honestly constantly stressed with these assignments, although right now I don't have assignments, so it's mostly just boredom. But it's okay. When I do get stressed, I get stressed. And you start not being able to focus. You can't do your simple tasks of the day. You can't think. You're always tired. You're exhausted. And we just don't want that. We want to be able to feel relaxed and be able to get through the things we need to get through every single day. So those are my tips for de-stressing. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you like this video. And if you want to see anything more like this. If you guys want another talk on mental health, de-stressing, or preventing stress and managing college life and assignments and things like that, comment down below and let me know what you guys want to see about this. Now, of course, if you really are struggling with your mental health and you're not able to manage all of this stress, even with the tips I provided or any other tips you found, talking to someone else is also really, really helpful. Sometimes we try to guide ourselves, but we don't know exactly how. So talking to an expert is also really good. Talking to a therapist or a psychologist, depending on the situation, can end up really benefiting you. And it's not something to be ashamed of because everybody struggles with their mental health. And society has a lot of different takes on it. Don't worry about what other people say. What is good for you is good for you. So don't forget to take care of yourself, and it's you that matters. So if you need this, do not be afraid to move forward and take this step to taking care of yourself. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys have a great day. Morgan out.